dear learners, I'm Navneet Kaur, your science instructor, and in today's video, we are going to start a new chapter that is life processes from class 10 NCERT. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, this is chapter number 6 from class 10 biology, and the name of chapter is life processes. As the name of chapter suggests, इसमें हम किसके बारे में पढ़ने वाले हैं? Some of the processes which are important for our life, right? Right now, all of us, we are breathing, right? We are breathing. It means our respiratory system is working. All of us, we had a meal, like in the morning, breakfast, lunch in the noon, and dinner at night. So our digestive system is working. Right? In the same way, also, if we are eating something, this food is getting digested. It will also have to get excreted, so our excretory system is working. So just put your hand on your heart and can you listen the heartbeats? So your heart is working, right? So we consider heart in transportation system. Okay, it is in transportation system. Why in transportation system? Because it used to transport the blood to each and every part of our body, to each and every cell of our body, right? If heart is not working, the cell will not reach to the cells of our body. The blood will not be able to reach to the cells of our body, and then our body will be of no use, right? All of the human beings are living because the cells of their body parts are getting enough oxygen, blood, and the other nutrients with the help of blood. So transportation system is very important for all of us, for all the human beings, right? So now the thing is, why we are learning about these life processes? Respiratory system, digestive system, excretory system, and transportation system are the important systems or life processes of our human beings, of our life. Among them, if one is not working, the body will not be able to work properly. Okay, from body, I'm just referring body as a human body. Okay, the human beings, living beings, I can say. So for all the living beings, it is important for them for all the systems to work. Only then we can say the human being is alive, right? If any of them is not working properly, it will cause many health issues. When we are just sitting, not doing anything, तब भी ये जो हमारे system है, these are working. Right, we are just sitting, but our respiratory system is working, our digestive system is working, our excretory system is working right at some particular time, and transportation system is working all the time. All the time our cells are getting blood. Next we have, why do we need food or energy? Right, this is very important question. Why do we need food or energy? It is very obvious that if we'll be having food, then only we'll get energy, right? There are no other much sources from where we can generate energy in human beings. So the answer must be, as we have learned the four life processes, तो उन processes की completion के लिए भी energy required होगी, right? If our digestive system is working or any other system is working, it means the energy will be required in that particular case. To perform all the life processes, we need energy. right? If we are not doing anything, if we are just sitting or just sleeping, then also we need energy, right, to perform the processes. Otherwise these life processes will not be able to you get completed, and then there is no hope of survival. So next we have why we need digestive system. This particular chapter from biology will be doing in the form of questions, right? It become easy to understand the concept when we are uh, when we are doing it in the form of questions, because this is biology, totally theoretical subject. So yes, we'll be doing it in the form of questions. Next, or we can say next point we have, why do we need digestive system? See, what we have just learned here is we consume food to generate energy. But what if the food is not getting digested? अगर हम food consume तो कर रहे हैं, but it is not getting digested, then what we can do in that particular case? Right? It is of no use. अगर food digest ही नहीं होगा तो energy कहाँ से generate होगी? So we need digestive system too. We need digestive system to digest food. To generate energy. जो हम फूड्स कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं वो एज इट इज तो एनर्जी नहीं देगा हमें. द फूड नीड्स टू बी ब्रोकन डाउन. The food needs to be broken down into small pieces and converted into uniform source of energy. And ये जो digestive system है ये, it is not like it is working in the a very simple way. The process the food has to go through while getting digested is very complex. There are a lot of chemical reactions taking place inside our stomach, inside our whole digestive system, which leads to digestion of. Okay, so this was about digestive system, why we need it and how it works. We'll learn in the next particular slides that how the how the digestive system work to digest the food. And then next we have why do single celled organisms do not have a separate digestive system, respiratory system etc. उनके पास में ऐसे सिस्टम क्यों नहीं होते हैं और स्टिल दे आर लिविंग, राइट? उनके पास ये सिस्टम ना होते हुए भी they are considered as living. What is the reason behind that? तो जो हमारे सिंगल सेल्ड ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं, the single celled organisms, they are in contact, they are in contact with the environment, right? उनका जो surface area है that is in contact with the environment. So हमारे पास जो ह्यूमन बॉडी है और जो ह्यूमन पार्ट्स हैं, these are not that much simple, they are not directly in contact with the environment, like our heart, our digestive system, or all other systems are not in direct contact with the environment, right? The human body system is very complex, and for that reason the single celled organisms do not need such systems like the digestive system, respiratory system, excretory system, or any other system. About all this system in our next slides, but for now I'm just letting you know why the single cell organism do not have separate systems for each and every function of the body, right? So this is the reason that the single celled organisms are in contact with the environment, so they can easily do all their life processes even without having separate systems. Okay, so human body, as I have told you, is a complex structure and therefore it needs separate system, right? Yeah. So next we have, why do we need transportation system? Why do we need transportation system? So okay, in the very previous slide, we have learned that the food we are consuming after digestion generates energy, right? It generates energy after getting digested, and that energy needs to be transported. That energy needs to be transported to each and every cell. It just needs to be transported to each and every cell of our body. अभी ऐसा तो नहीं है ना, if it is getting digested in our digestive system तो सिर्फ digestive system में ही energy चाहिए होगी. Each and every cell of body requires all the nutrients, all the energy sources, and all other components so that they can work properly, right? If we are writing, our hands need energy. If we are walking, our legs, our foot needs energy. If we're moving our fingers need energy. If there is no energy, there will be no movement. Okay, so this being the reason, transportation system क्या करता है? Transportation system is responsible for transportation of all the energy and other sources of energy, other components which are being digested. Transportation system is responsible for transportation of energy and other components to each and every cell of our body, right? To each and every cell of our body. So transportation system में, as I have told you, we'll be learning about heart. The very basic thing we'll be learning will be about heart only. So our heart is responsible for pumping blood, and the blood itself take all the digested material like all the nutrients, minerals, vitamins, etc. from our digestive system to each and every cell. Okay, so all the important nutrients and the energy is transported to our cells in by blood. Blood is responsible for that, and the pumping of blood takes place by the heart. Okay, so this was why we need transportation system. But now our next question is why we need excretory system, right? ये तो हमने पढ़ लिया कि हमने डाइजेस्ट करना है क्योंकि हमें एनर्जी चाहिए, उसे ट्रांसपोर्ट करना है क्योंकि हमारे हर एक बॉडी पार्ट को एनर्जी चाहिए, सिर्फ डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम को नहीं. बट व्हाई डू वी नीड एक्सक्रीटरी सिस्टम? एक्सक्रीटरी सिस्टम क्यों चाहिए हमें? So whatever we have consumed, it gets digested, right? After digestion, it gets transported. But there must be some extra material, right? Here we can see. There must be some extra or left, we can see food, a form of food which is not usable for our body, right? Once we have consumed all the nutrients, all the minerals from the food, then it is of no use for our body, right? So that needs to be excreted. For that we have excretory system. The food we are consuming, not all of suppose if just like this is 100% of our food, not the 100% of food we are consuming is of our use for our body, right? Only some part of that needs that contain minerals, vitamins, nutrients are consumed by the body, and the rest we what we call is waste, right? The waste material is excreted out of our body with the help of excretory system. Okay, so next we have learned about 4 life processes, 4 systems, and the importance of them. We have learned the importance of 3, and the 4th is about respiratory system. That's why we need respiratory system. About respiratory system, I'm not going to tell you why respiratory system is important. This you learn yourself when we learn about the digestive system and the circulatory system. जब हम इन दोनों के बारे में पढ़ेंगे उसमें रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम की इंपॉर्टेंस है. रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम इज why we need respiratory system. क्या है हमारे पास respiratory system? It is basically something related to breathing, inhale and exhale, so oxygen and carbon dioxide. And from very earlier classes we are being taught that oxygen is very important for us. Without oxygen we cannot survive on this planet or anywhere else. So the thing is, ये जो oxygen है, we are consuming it, right? We are inhaling and the oxygen is getting into our body, but it needs to be transported to each and every part of our body. That is done by circulatory system, right? The transportation is done by circulatory system. But the respiration, how we are respirating, how we are inhaling with the help of our nose, right? But not only not Right now, from nose, our oxygen is getting transported to each and every part, right? There is a particular system which what we call as respiratory system. Okay, so जो हमारे पास respiratory system है, it contains diaphragm, our lungs, alveoli. We'll be learning about all these parts in very detail. So respiratory system की importance होती है to get the oxygen inside our body, get it purified when we are consuming it, right? That very in our nostrils, and then getting transported to all the parts of our body, all the cells of our body, right? So now we are going to start with our very first life process or very first system, that is something related to nutrition. So we'll be learning about nutrition. Well, in this particular chapter, we'll not be considering only the human beings. We'll also be learning about plants, right? The plants and the animals. Okay. So nutrition, what we mean by nutrition is whatever we are getting, other nutrients we are getting. Here we find a portion that why we need energy. Where that energy is getting consumed, we have already learned why we need energy, and now we are going to learn where this energy is getting consumed other than the life processes. Right? If you are riding the bicycle, their energy is required. Even if you are walking, energy is required. If you are doing any activity, right? Any activity where you are moving, we can say where movement is considered. Where movement of body is considered. Where movement is considered. So their energy is required. Even to lift your hand up, you need energy. If you do not have energy, you will not be able to lift your hand up. You will not be able to write. Right? You'll not be able to focus on our lectures. But I'm teaching, if you're not having energy, just go to your kitchen, have your meal, and get it get energy from there, right? Then only you'll be able to learn what you're learning. So in all the processes we need energy, right? How do living organisms or living things get their food? जो हमारे पास लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स हैं, हाउ डू दे गेट देयर फूड्स? सो अभी हमारे पास है ना दो डिवीजन होने वाली है, ऑटोट्रॉपिक एंड हेटेरोट्रॉपिक. So what are autotrophs? The organisms which can generate their own food, which can obtain their own food, and are not dependent on other organisms for food, or just we can get it done here. And this includes plants, or we can see green plants or green organisms. Green organism doesn't mean organisms which are green in color. Green organism means something related to greenery. The plants, crops, trees, etc. And bacteria. They can generate their own food in the presence of sun or in the presence of certain factors, and hence they are called as autotrophs. Next we have heterotrophs. तो हमारे पास हेटेरोट्रॉप्स क्या होते हैं? The organisms which cannot obtain their own food by themselves, which cannot obtain food by their own self. They are called as heterotrophs. For example, we human beings, we are dependent on the green plants, right? Like vegetables or some animals for our food. Animals are also dependent on green plants or some other animals to get their food. We cannot generate it direct from sun or some other factors, right? So this was about autotrophic and heterotropic nutrition. Now we'll be learning about autotrophic and nutrition today. Okay, so starting with autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition है ये किन में होंगी? It will definitely occur only in the green plants, right? Green plants है or some sort of bacteria which are able to generate their own food, which are autotrophic. Autotrophic organisms में ही autotrophic nutrition हो सकती है. And इसके लिए हमें क्या चाहिए होगा? कार्बन, जो कार्बन एंड एनर्जी की रिक्वायरमेंट है of autotrophic organisms are fulfilled by, कैसे fulfill होती हैं green plants, कैसे अपना generate करते हैं? It's autotrophic actually, not autotrophic, autotrophic. This is done by the process of photosynthesis. Are done by the process of photosynthesis, right? So in this photosynthesis, so in this particular topic, we'll be learning about photosynthesis, how photosynthesis is occurring, what are the processes involved in that, what are the requirements involved, and what are the chemical reactions involved in it, right? The very basic reaction that will be occurring is carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight gives carbohydrates, and when it is given chlorophyll, it gets stored and then leads to the formation of starch. So this is the very basic reaction, very basic process, or I can say in the form of flow chart, we can learn how this photosynthesis is occurring.